Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison and Susan LaCroix. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. Mom and it's so weird to call you Susan, even though I do it every week. Mom and I have been demonstrators for almost 20 years, and we've been doing Sunday stamping for almost an entire year. This is our weekly little stamp session on Zoom where we get to share projects with you using brand new Stampin' Up! Products. And so, Mom, it's been a busy couple weeks, and I feel like I haven't talked to you a lot this week. How are you doing? How's this week going?
It's going great. Dad and I had a black tie gala we attended, and one of my crowns came off.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
So tomorrow morning I will be in my dentist chair. I told him I'd camp out in his parking lot. He said, if I drive by and find a tent.
I like teeth stuff just like weirds me out. And so I feel like if it were me, I would just be like, knock me out until they can fix it. Like, I really don't think I would want to do anything, but
I'm just avoiding that side, and like hot and cold bothers it because just everything's exposed. So yeah, fortunately I didn't swallow it. I've got the crown to take it. So he can, do whatever he needs to do to resubmit it in.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than, it's just been busy, just trying to get ready. Have the catalog launch tea party.
Yes.
And so that was a lot of fun. Dad, our tea master, he made a couple different pots of tea, and we have coffee, of course. And so I had a platter of pastries and goodies.
Oh.
We made a couple projects, one with the tea cup suite, and then another one, and yeah, they're floating around here somewhere. So, but yeah, so that was busy, and that was a lot of fun. And so this week coming up, I have one workshop because one got postponed due to COVID, and then we're getting ready to drive to Tom's. Anna's birthday party, and so next week's when that one airs, we'll be on the road probably.
Yes, that's right. I was thinking about that today. You will actually be driving when that one airs, so we're going to film that one ahead, but I'm looking forward to filming together in person while you're here. It's going to be a short visit, but we're going to plan ahead and have some fun things together, and we'll be filming our anniversary episode. So I'm really excited about that too. It has been super busy with the end of the school year.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Thomas has finals on Monday and Tuesday. This is the last week of school for the girls coming up. And so all the final concerts, and we've got softball games, and archery is wrapped up now. And it's been very, very, very busy. I'm looking forward to summer and being a little more relaxed and not having to, run everybody everywhere every single day.
Absolutely.
Well, the suite that we're going to feature today, I think is perfect for summer with the colors and the themes. So let's click over the camera to your desk, and you can show everybody what we'll be featuring.
Excellent. I'm excited. All right. Hello. We are featuring Butterfly Kisses. So I believe we're supposed to say that these are the inside pages of the 2022 to 23 annual catalog. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I got it? Okay. Pages 36 and 37 in the annual catalog. And so the bright colors, and I will confess, I love the paper. Of course, I love all the paper. But I really almost didn't get this set.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's growing on me, and since I've been playing with it, I'm loving it. So I'm glad I have it, and I will definitely be using it a lot. But at first, I was like, oh.
I'm looking at the sentiments like while you're saying that, and like I get that you're my bestie. So glad you exist. Sending good vibes. Some of those are definitely like for a younger generation, which to use, but I think also this is a really great set to make cards with for girls, young girls and teens. And
speaking of young girls, I will use Anna's birthday card. I haven't made it yet, so I've got to do that before we leave. So anyway, all right. So that's the book. Let me put this aside, and I guess it's going on the floor. So here is the stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set. There are 16 images in here, and you can kind of mix and match the tops and the bottoms, and they get cut out by the dies. So in addition to die cutting, can you see okay without there's no glare here, huh?
That's perfect the way you're holding it, yeah.
So in addition to being able to cut out all these little pieces, and this threw me at first because at first I was thinking that this was one die.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like an outline die. So of course you can die cut some of the designer series paper, which I didn't do this time. And then there's this cute little row of, I don't want to call them tulips. I'm not sure. And then these are like almost like cutout ones. And I'll show you on one of my projects. And I'm sure Julie has done the same thing with her. So those are the dies. And this is the stamp set. And there's these cute little gems, these little flower gems. So I love daisies. So these are right up my alley. And I usually buy several packages because I'll use these a lot. This is my only package.
Oh, well, you better order some more.
So I will be placing another order, but here's the designer series paper, and it is 6x6. So there's these fun, bright colors. There's Calypso Coral and Parakeet Party, Fresh Freesia, and what else is here? Basic White. Oh, I think there's some Starry Night in here too.
Yeah, and then the other one is Crushed Curry.
Yeah. This is upside down. But just some fun patterns, and I love the different sizes of these. So you've got some really big ones, you've got some medium ones, you've got some little ones. And some don't have any butterflies at all. Why I have this upside down, I don't know.
Yeah, I love how versatile it is, that it's not just butterflies. There's some really great like posies and
posies, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
So this is the B side, which is, again, it's fun and not masculine, feminine, take your pick. So this is just got some real fun patterns that can coordinate and use with other stamp sets.
I love these colors together.
Yeah, I do too. So that is the suite that we're using today. And I can show my other samples later when I'm doing mine. So if you want to go ahead, Julie, and switch your desktop and show your projects for this suite.
All right, let's flip this over. Okay, I'm going to start with some of my samples that I've made. I did a lot of fussy cutting from the designer paper because I know you mentioned the dies, but the dies are all like the top, the bottom, like the body. And so I'm not sure how well the dies will die cut from the paper because the paper is all complete butterflies and the dies are all the pieces. So I did a lot of fussy cutting for a lot of my projects. Here's one that I made during a mystery stamping session that Kim did, and I just fussy cut that one. And then last night we had another mystery stamping, and so I made this one and I fussy cut the butterflies again. I just love the colors, just so fun. Oh, I did, some of these have insides. And then whenever I'm getting started with a new catalog, I love to case the catalog. I do this all the time, and I feel like people are probably sick of seeing it, but I do find a lot of inspiration from the catalog. And last week or the week before, we did Hues of Happiness, and this one has been just on my mind and I couldn't shake it. So I finally did get to make it. I used the Butterfly Kisses paper. So I did the same kind of layout with the strips of paper that are torn, and then a banner and the ribbon. And I really like the way that one turned out. I was also really inspired by the bundle index for this suite. And so I remade the card back there. I don't know how you can see that with the glare, but in the bundle index, usually they do some alternative colors and not necessarily the colors that are in the coordinating designer paper. So I did go back to use the Butterfly Kisses designer paper, and that's where I pulled my color combination from. And then back to the page where the suite is. I was inspired by this sample and I made some changes using a little bit different designer paper and then the stamped image. And I did a big circle and a parakeet party. I just love the way that pops. I was almost done and I was putting my stuff away, and there's one stamp in here, this one right here, that I was sort of like, what is that for? And so I decided that it was probably like a butterfly trail. And so
Oh,
I just kind of gave it a curve on my block, and I just made this one really quick. It says, hey, hey, sending good vibes. With the
cute.
butterfly on the inside. I forgot to show you the inside of these other ones. I did add some, oops, not all of them. Maybe did I show you that one? Okay, so I was really having a lot of fun once I like got going with this designer paper. I just thought it was great. But today's card was inspired by one that I received for the Great Big Card Swap. This is from Andrea Clements, and she made an arrow card, which I've seen before. But I love that she put the designer paper on so that it could be a pocket for a gift card. And so I thought, I've not tried the arrow card before, so I decided I was going to give it a shot. And so that's what we're making today. It's actually not as hard as I thought it would be. You're going to use a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, which is just a regular piece of cardstock, and you're scoring at 4.25, which is right in the center. And all the other measurements are center measurements. Okay, so let me grab a pencil, and we're going to make little tick marks. And the tick marks are going to be right here in the center, which half of 5.5 is 2 3/4. So I'm going to make a little pencil mark at 2 3/4. And then the second mark is going to be on the sides, and this is 4 1/4. So half of 4 1/4 is 2 1/8. So I'm going to make a little tick mark at 2 1/8 on each side. And then those are going to be the points which I use for the scoring. So I've got a little mark in the center here and a mark in the center here and here. So we're going to use the lighter blade, which is the scoring blade. And I'll start with the big score. We're going to go from the tick mark all the way to the 4 1/4 score. And then I'm just going to slide it down and do the same tick mark to the 2 1/8 score or mark. So you get almost like this. I don't know how you can see it better on the diagram. Then we're going to do the other side. Same thing. I'll start with the big score from the center to the 4 1/4, and then slide it over to that other little mark. And again, so those are all of the score lines that we need. While I've got the paper cutter out, though, we're going to cut the designer paper. So I've got 2 pieces, one for the inside. These are the same measurement, 4 inches by 5 1/4, which is like the regular, mat on a cardstock. So the white is just going to go on the inside, but for the designer paper, we're going to find, again, the halfway point. And then we're going to cut to the corners. So very similar to what we did here, except instead of scoring, we're going to cut. This one is a little smaller. It's 5 1/4. So our halfway point is 2 5/8 inch. That's the halfway point on the 5 1/8. Okay. So I'm going to cut, I'm lining up that mark to the corner. And I'm going to cut and then cut again. So that I have a big triangle in the middle and the 2 sides. So this is going to be put on after we get our card folded up. So let's bring in the card base and a bone folder so we can get a nice, good score on all of these. So of course we're going to start by doing it in half, and then this is going to go in and then out. Same thing on the other side. I don't use my bone folder as much as I should probably, but it is handy when you've got nice like creases that you want to make on cards like this. So there's the front of the card, and you sort of have that arrowhead look. I'm going to use a little bit of, I had a hard time when I was doing this earlier. I was putting on like too much adhesive and it was kind of going over the edge. So I'm just going to add a little bit like in the corners. And then on the other side to glue that flap down. So there is the arrow fold card base. And then this is going to go on the inside here. And so we've got some options with this paper because we're going to flip one over. So we can either have the hearts be in the middle and the butterflies on the side, or we could do it the other way around and do the butterflies in the middle and the hearts on the side. What do you think, Mom?
I like that way with the, yep, the bigger piece with the butterflies.
Okay. We're going to cover it up a little bit, but I still think you'll be able to see it nicely. So this is going to go right in the center of our card, and I'm going all the way up to the top so that I have sort of a little border on the V. And I'm going to glue this part down. If you want to have a pocket for a gift card, like the swap card, then you'll want to use something like the liquid glue and only do a row. Oops, I almost did this on the wrong side. Okay, so we only want to do it on the straight edges so that there's room to tuck the card in. And that is going to go right to the edge. Okay, there is our card so far. For the inside, I'm going to do a little stamping with All My Love using Starry Sky. And then for the top of the card, I have a piece that is, there it is. I have a piece that's already done. I fussy cut this butterfly and put it on one of the squares from the new Stylish Shapes. So that's going to go right here in the middle with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And so I have another sample to show you too. And then I need your opinion, because when I make a card, I always put a greeting on the front. I feel like a card is naked without a greeting on the front, but I don't know what to do for these cards because I feel like it's okay without a greeting.
I agree.
So here's the other one that I made. I love the way that Starry Sky pops. And for this one, I did, I stamped the butterfly. This one is cut from the designer paper. This one is stamped. And I had stamped a little hay. And so I was trying to figure out like if I could incorporate that. This one doesn't have as much purple, so it looks kind of weird to have the purple hay. But do you like the hay at all, or do you think it's just better without?
I like the hay, but you don't need it. I don't think, because the butterfly is kind of the focus. So
that's what I thought. And then you open it up and it's got the message.
Yeah.
In there. Well, leave a comment and let us know. What do you think about the hay? Yay hay or no hay? So the paper that I used on the one I just showed you, the designer paper, I just used the other side, but this paper, the patterns that I wanted to match together were not the same on the other side. So I had to cut two different pieces. And so that's why I have some extra pieces that are left over from this card. So I'm going to put it on the purple. I just have to do the scoring. And then I kind of like that pop of green.
Oh, that's really nice.
Isn't that? So I haven't done the arrow folding yet, but there's 3 different variations and you can just go crazy making all kinds of arrow cards. And now that I know how easy it is, I feel like I just want to keep on going.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's my project. Are you ready, Mom?
I am ready.
Let's flip the camera over and see what you have to share today.
Okay. So this is a fold I haven't done for a while, and as I get into it, I'll explain it a little bit more. So I'm using a piece of 6x6 designer series paper. And then my card base is the traditional 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. My inside piece, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then the only other piece is this 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch piece. All right, so I'm going to put these aside over here for now and work with this. So Julie's, I don't know if you've ever made one of these. I bet you have. It's probably been a while. So the first thing you want to do is, well, let me show you the card.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen your card yet. This is a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I love that.
So yeah, so that's what this is going to be. So you need to decide what you want on the outside. So I want the butterflies to be on the outside and the fresh freesia to be kind of on the inside. All right, so that is what I'm going to do. And when I used to do this, I mean, quite a few years ago, I made my square 4 inch by 4 inch and did the same kind of fold and ended up with like a 1 inch square in the center of the card. But I wanted a bigger square in the center because these butterflies are pretty big. So I didn't want it to lose it. So let me get my fold started here. Of course, when I just sit at my table and work, it's just fine. Watch me screw it up here. All right, so we're going to get a good crease. So as Julie pointed out, bone folders are essential. So now we're going to open it up and we're going to do the same thing over the opposite way.
Is there a name for this paper fold?
No, I honestly don't know. I almost want to call it a napkin fold, but it's really not. So I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure at all. All right, so once we have our two, our 4 triangles, if you will, now we're going to find, if you can see the score line here, we're going to fold up from the bottom, the point, and we're going to go right to the score line and fold that all the way around. Again, this is pretty easy once you kind of mastered it. I mean, once you kind of see it done, mastered it, there's nothing to master. It's scoring. All right. So there's my score line. It's hard to see with this, the pattern on this one DSP. All right, so once we get all 4 of those coming into the center, then we're going to fold it out. So we're going to take the point and we're going to go back right to the end of that. And again, you really, really, really want your creases to be good. Now you can't, some people don't use any adhesive, or you might want to use some glue dots or something else if you want to hold some of the flaps down, so they're not always popping.
We didn't even plan to feature the bone folder today, but here we are making a good case for it.
Yeah. All right, so then this guy is going to come in here once I do my little stamping on it. So that's the whole idea. This is a 2 inch square. So I wanted this to be just a little bit bigger. All right, so we're going to set this aside and we're going to work on this. So I just grabbed, let's see here. I want some calypso coral. I'll just get them all out and then decide as I go here. All right. So I have my top of my butterfly, my bottom, my body, and my little hay. So like you, Julie, I don't know. I almost didn't put anything there and decided to put a little hay. And then my inside is You're My Bestie.
Oh.
So you probably don't need the hay there. We'll decide as we go here. what we want to do. All right. So these are basically the colors so I'm going to just stick with these colors, I think. All right. So let's do our top, and I'm going to kind of do this at an angle. Am I in camera? I don't even know.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to do this one in, let's do this. Let's do it. This one, Parakeet Party. Because I could sit here all day and try to decide on colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do our Parakeet Party, and then I think on the bottom we're gonna do. Let's do some freesia. I like it. I like it. And then our body will do in Starry Night. Starry Sky. So we'll put our little guy right there. There we go.
Oh, so cute.
Let's get that out of the way.
I think that's what intimidated me about this stamp set and this suite a little bit at first was like the mixing and matching of tops and bottoms. And like there were too many choices, you know, having to decide what colors to use and then which bottoms and tops to use. And
what do you think? Should I do a hay or leave it off?
You could put a hay on there. Are you going to use Starry Sky or what color are you thinking?
That's a good question. I could do Calypso.
Yeah. Yes, I like it. There's room for it under the
There
butterfly.
is. All right, so I'm going to put this one, I think, on the bottom. Well, maybe right here. Oh, there. Come in, Susan. All right. All right.
Oh, that's cute.
So do it all the time. Your dad asked me if I had a bruise on my thumb. I said, no, that's dangerous.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Get this out of the way. I'm going to leave this out to do my card base a little bit, but I want to get this in here. Now I used glue dots. I don't want to transfer ink on this because I can't tell you how many times I did that. So what I decided to do is to you want to kind of line it up. All right, so I'm just gonna, instead of doing that, I'm gonna just use a little, I suppose I could use some liquid, then I can squish it around. My favorite glue. Oops, too much. This is really a juicy one. Whew. All right. All right, so I really just want to line this up. And some of it may kind of cover over, but I just want to make sure. There we go. All right, so there is this, and I am going to, and I'm just going to use a little seal. I just want to close. I just don't like it poking up so much.
Yeah, I think when I made this before, I think we used a Stampin' Dimensional underneath that would kind of like give it a little more volume to the paper fold.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that. I know with the smaller square, I know I used glue dots, but it still has a little oomph.
Yeah.
You could even put those down if you want. All right, so let me put this card down and bring out our card base. And what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to take our dots out of the way and just stamp some kind of almost randomly along the bottom, just to give it a little interest, because I felt it needed something. There we go.
So cute. I love this color combination even more than the other one.
I think so. I agree. All right, so I'm going to bring out the Starry Sky again. And You're My Bestie. I should do the inside real quick. I'm thinking of switching colors of dots and doing some parakeet ones. What do you think? Or should I stick with the freesia?
I think you could go either way. I like the freesia because on the inside of the card, you'll only see the white and then the fresh freesia.
That's true.
So it kind of
You convinced me.
it coordinates nicely.
Yep, there we go. Close enough. Oh, I missed a dot. I better stop. All right. You know, Julie, customers can order this grid paper in the new in colors.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I was thinking of it earlier when you were showing off the catalog. I keep forgetting to order that grid paper, but it is beautiful. And each page is showcases a different in color, right?
Yes, so all the in colors are here. I ripped open my box because it was here when we got home from Chicago. And I was setting up for the open house and I dug around to the bottom to find the grid paper so I could put it out on the table.
So it looks like it has centimeters and inches at the top. Are there measurements or is it just grid?
It's just grid.
Okay.
So yeah, the inches are along the top and the centimeters are along the bottom.
Gorgeous. And who can get this for free?
Oh yeah.
Everyone can order it, but new recruits who sign up during May will get the in color grid paper as part of their in color gift pack for joining. So that includes the 2022 to 2024 in color ink pads, all 5 of them, a package of assorted cardstock, a package of the designer paper, and this gorgeous grid paper.
Mm-hmm. So I'm using tear and tape because I've got, layers here and I wanted to make sure it sticks and stays stuck. And then we'll put some of the new little flowers on it just because I love them and they're daisies.
Yes, that was the one thing I didn't put on my card. I was trying to figure out, maybe I'll have to go back and add them. I don't know, there's so much going on with this fold though. Sometimes I feel like simple is better.
Yes, I agree. Because I debated, but I just felt like, oh, sure, why not? I love to embellish cards.
Do you ever make a card that you haven't embellished? Like, has that ever happened?
Very rarely. Very, very rarely. Okay. So again, if you want, you can make a smaller square and do some more fun stuff on it. But I just thought because the butterflies were so big and bold that we needed a bigger square.
Yeah, I love that. So this, remind me again, the designer paper, was it 6 by 6 to start?
6 by 6. 6 by 6. That's it. Yep. You fold it in half on the diagonal. You flip it, do it again, and then you just start folding up to this. It's so easy.
So easy. Yeah.
Okay, Julie, pick some colors for me.
Oh my goodness. I kind of feel like yellow because that color is not already represented in the middle.
Very nice.
But I also like the Calypso. Ooh, no, the yellow.
There's a hair stuck to it. And a Calypso you want?
Sure, if you're going to use multiple colors.
And why not? Up in this corner, and then one more.
Blue.
Blue. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's put a big blue in here.
Oh, yes. So good.
Bam. There it is. So there is this fold, and I don't know what else to call it. Here's the other color that I did.
Oh, that one's cute too.
Yeah.
I don't know, the fresh freesia. I found when I was working with this paper that I always was leaning towards the fresh freesia patterns. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, Anna's favorite color is purple, right?
It is.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show you a couple other little projects that I did. I did this while I was setting up a gift bag.
So cute.
So again, I wanted the big butterflies. I matted that. This is 4 by, oh shoot,
Probably 6. It looks like it's the whole length.
I think you're right. 4x6. And so then this piece is 4¼ by 6¼ the matte piece. And then I used that tag punch and did, this is actually what I cut off of. This is the, well, doggone it here. This is the flip side of that paper. So I wanted to incorporate that. So I just got a little with the polka dots, and then just grab some of the freesia ribbon and threw some flowers on there.
I love that. So the sentiment, you actually combined
I did.
all my love with sending good vibes.
Yeah. So what I did was I masked off the stamp with a Post-it note. I don't know if you can see this. This is the sending. So I masked this off. Then I put this in ink, and then I took the Post-it note off and then just stamped it on there to get the sending.
Sending all the love.
All the love.
Yay.
And then I did this card. So a little shaker card.
Oh.
So this is using our clear envelopes and some of the loose flowers. I pulled some freesia ones out. I think I got it a little too tight because they're really not shaking all that much. And then this, I used our in color glimmer paper.
Oh, I can't tell the glimmer on camera. Oh, there it is. Ooh.
And then I used the decal edged.
Oh, yeah.
Out of that. I love those decal. Remember we used to have decal scissors?
Yes.
Yep. So that's what I did there, and sending good vibes. And I did not stamp the inside of this one, but I took a piece of the designer series paper, and I just covered, I grabbed some thick white. I just wanted it. I was trying to go for just a matte, but that really just takes up so much. And I tried a couple different sizes and wound up with this one. So this is the largest decal frame, and then the next largest. So the two biggest ones is what I used to make the decal frame for this.
Oh, I like that. I've got those dies and I haven't had a chance to use them yet.
Well, we have all this new stuff. There's so much that I want to play with. And so I was like, oh, what can I use? Oh, I'll get the decal frames out. Oh, I'm going to get the glimmer paper out. So those are my projects for today.
Oh, I love them.
Quick little gift bag. I mean, it literally came together in just a few minutes, but it's just so bright and cheerful. So
cute.
I'll have to figure out a special person to give it to, maybe.
There is someone's birthday coming up.
There is, isn't there? I still don't know what she wants.
Yeah, I need to send you her list.
Yeah, please do.
All
Anyway,
right.
That's it. Let's flip the camera around.
Yeah. Oh, it's such good cards. And if you don't have a bone folder yet, I think that we've probably convinced you today that you need to have one. It's such a good staple. And I don't use it a lot because I usually use my paper trimmer to score my cards in half. So when I score my cards, I don't always use a bone folder to get a good crease. But if you're not scoring your cards, it's always good to have a bone folder, just even for that center card crease in all the cards you make.
It really is. And I think I've explained before, I have little baskets with all the essentials for customers when we're doing a class or club, and there's a bone folder in every single one of them. And I kind of watch, and everybody goes for that bone folder to get a good crease. So you really do need one.
We'll put the link to the bone folder as well as the other stamping supplies that we use today in the video description. So you can check that out there. And we'll also have all the measurements for the projects that we made. So if you want to duplicate the arrow fold card, or we got to come up with a name for this designer paper.
It's not really a 4-square.
It's kind of like a frame, like designer paper frame.
Oh, there you go.
Would you call it that? Well, let's call it that.
Call it that. And if any of you out there know what it is, if there is a name for it, would you please leave so we can at least name it right?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we're going to sign off for now, and we will see you next Sunday stamping with Susan and Julie. Bye, babe.
Have a great week.